Darren's place and he's got a new toy. So, Claas Jaguar. This is a new unit to him. It is, so it's a 2024. It is a 990, so that's gonna be 925 horsepower. And it's got a little bit of a unique look to it. This is a limited edition paint job. Darren was telling me about it earlier, that out of all the choppers built this year, there was only, I think he said 15 that sported this lime green and black color. Normally these things are lime green and white, but you can see the spout is normally white, it's lime green. The gray paneling, that's normally white as well. It is also black or gray or however you want to call it. But the wheels, those were specially done. Those are normally red, even on these new paint schemes. But this one, they're not red, they're black. And I think the thing looks sharp. I'm not normally a Claas guy, but this one looks good. At the end of the day, that's what he wanted. So Claas is what he's got. Smaller Claases, they have Mercedes engines. This one's got the V12 man in it. It sounds like it's going to be an absolute monster of a machine. And why am I looking at it? The reason I am looking at it, if you excuse the mess, because I'm just wrapping up, is this guy right here. This guy is standard. That guy is an option. But that guy is special. That is a John Deere display and a John Deere receiver that we are installing. We're going to reverse time here a little bit and show you the install of this, why we're doing it. But at the end of the day, Darren wanted John Deere technology to be able to record what this machine is doing. So that's what we're putting in today. A company out there called AgriGPS, they build bridges for these machines. And what a bridge is it allows communication from other technologies into other brands. So take John Deere, for example. AgriGPS makes bridges to allow John Deere technology to go in Massey Ferguson tractors, into Claas combines, Claas choppers, I believe New Holland equipment you can get it in. There's a lot of people who do like the John Deere technology, but there are situations out there where it just doesn't make sense for a customer to have those colors, whether it's just distance from dealership or desire of preference, that sort of thing. So on this one, we're putting in a bridge. Going through and editing this video, I caught myself saying we a lot. When I'm talking about we in this situation with the ag bridge, I'm talking about myself and the Claas dealer. Tractor Central, the company I work for, we don't sell ag bridges. We don't do green fit kits. My job normally is just to show up. The bridges are installed. I show up with the display, the globe, and the receiver, and I make them work. Everything from that display and globe back into a Claas or any other foreign machine that I don't typically work with, that's usually the dealer's responsibility. The Claas dealer had come out. They did the hard part, getting the bridge into the places and the ports of that machine that I wouldn't know about. They didn't quite have enough time to get all the wires run, but that's easy enough for me to do and get brackets mounted. So I went ahead and helped out and did that, because at the end of the day, my goal is to make sure that the customer is taken care of regardless of what machine they have. If I'm called out on it, we're going to make sure that we can take care of that customer as much as possible. They've already got a start on it, but here is that bridge we were talking about earlier. AgriGPS, they're the ones that build the bridge that allow us to make our John Deere stuff communicate with that brand. And what we're going to do, we're going to take all this wire harness here, we got to run it to the display. Now the receiver harness normally gets mounted up the post into the ceiling and up to the front. Well, we don't have that luxury today. We're running short on time, so we're going to cheat. Got customer decided we're going to kind of slip it out the window here for the time being, just so that we can get this unit running. And then once we get it out the window, we'll get it up top and we'll be able to use it. Normally, we wouldn't worry about putting one of these in. Universal module on this one. I don't even think these machines have an OBD2 port, or OBD2 9-pin service plug to plug this in. But what we are going to use this for is for when we mount our Gen 5 screen up here on the rail. This is going to automatically send Darren's data back to his operations center so that he can see his tonnages and his moisture, whatever this machine may send for data. it'll go right back to op center. So if it rains out, he can see how he's doing, how much crop he's chopped off, and what that quality looks like. Kind of weird with a Claas on the bottom and a deer on the top, but this is where we're going to start. Now, whether or not this is where Darren keeps it, we'll let him make that decision. It's not a huge priority, so already it's recognizing that we're in a machine, but it's recognizing it's a combine. This isn't a combine, it's a chopper, so already we kind of got some work to do. Bear with me. I'm going to take a look at the install manual that they got here, and we're gonna see what we got to do to get this off combine on a chopper. So, found it already. It was in the settings of the machine, so it thought it was a it thought it was a Lexion. It's a Jag, so we're gonna do a, we want that to be United States tons and North America crop, so we're gonna go ahead and, ooh, that's in a weird spot for me. We're gonna do a key cycle, let her boot up again, and it should think it's a chopper next. Doesn't look like the chopper we're in, but that's a chopper. Yeah, I don't want that set up. All right, forage harvesting, much better. So I'm gonna do corn silage. Let's go ahead and throw his alfalfa in there already. So that tells me the bridge is working. The only other thing I gotta do is I gotta activate auto track, but it shows that the controller is there. So all we gotta do is activate the display, probably update software, throw a setup file in here like we normally would on another chopper, and the display will be ready to go. So now the only other thing I have to do is I gotta go up, secure the receiver, and hook the MTG up to the back here. Darren, you're misting the cab. We're gonna get that secured, make sure the MTG is calling in, and that's gonna be a wrap on this old girl. Ooh, look at that big beautiful thing. Ooh. Ready to roll. Zip tie that up, tighten up slack, and that piece is done. The zip tying's done. Everything's routed the way it should be, the way that I like it. I left some stuff a little bit loose for Darren to tidy up because I know he likes to tidy things up and want to get his approval on it. Display is mounted, receiver's mounted, both are working pretty good. MTG is doing its thing, so the John Deere stuff is ready to go. I do have to come back, address a couple of issues or concerns, just make sure things are driving good before we get into season. Other than that, I think Darren's gonna like it. I didn't break out in hives. I survived the lime green machine, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a pretty good looking machine. Darren's got a pretty sweet piece here. I'm looking forward to seeing it out in the field. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching me go through this job again, and we'll see you on the next one.